What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. That's right, the only sports podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there.
How's
How
it going?
we doing today, Casino?
Pretty good. Pretty good. You go ups and downs. But overall, pretty darn amazing, actually. You?
It's
How are you?
I mean, just by every metric, everything I needed to happen on Sunday football happened. Like we picked 3 games different from each other. I won all 3.
Yeah, screw you.
Your team lost. My team won. The Cowboys are out of the playoffs. The Chiefs are out of the playoffs. It's just, I mean, I didn't think anything could be better than the Chiefs getting knocked out of the playoffs. And then all of a sudden I watch Sunday Night Football and it's like, oh, the Cowboys are going to lose at home to 9 in their own home stadium. Like it was, what a fantastic week 15 of football. Just amazing, Casino. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, I wish a couple things went a little bit more my way, but I'm all right with that. The Chiefs not making the playoffs, man. I'm happy. So I'm happy to see a different team from the AFC make it to the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Rams, the Eagles, they still have chances out of the NFC, whatever, and it's most likely going to be the Rams. I'm, not going to sugarcoat it. You even can probably attest to that. The Rams are going to go to the Super Bowl. If not, they stumbled. But the AFC is going to get somebody new, and that is great.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this.
And before Casino, we do the thing where we give you the floor to gloat about being correct about the Chiefs. I put a little video together, so let's just all enjoy now that we know the Chiefs are missing the playoffs. Here it goes.
Let's do it.
It's only one more clip.
I don't care.
Oh, that's one's not moving. It's dancing in the sunlight. All right, there's one more.
That is delightful. that's your best thing you've ever done.
All right. So Casino, before the start of the season, in our preseason predictions, we always do hot takes. Your hot take was
my hottest take.
Your hottest take, your number one hot take was that the Chiefs were going to miss the playoffs. So the floor is yours. Why did you see this coming? How did you know it was going to happen? For the Football Oracle helmet, I will pass it to you because
temporarily,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So as I was saying before the season, they didn't look sharp to close out the season last year, right? And even regardless that they didn't win the Super Bowl, you still have a Super Bowl hangover. You were there, right? It's a less time to prepare. Your body has to prepare itself. And I didn't like just the morale of the Chiefs just kind of seemed down. Travis had so much going on with Taylor Swift, and good for him. He's starting his life, with somebody else. Great. That's awesome for him. Andy Reid's coming to the end of his coaching tenure. And I don't know, just, it didn't feel right. Their defense was young. And you know what? They actually did pretty good. They surprised me on defense. But they had a young defense. And coaching did get them prepared pretty well. But I was worried also about their offensive line and protecting Patrick Mahomes, because last year he scrambled a whole bunch and we were like, oh, he had a bad year, still somehow made the playoffs. And that was due to all the one score victories going in favor of them. They were 11-0, including the playoffs, and one score victories. And that is insanely unheard of. But I was just like, that is not going to happen again. We saw it with Minnesota Vikings, the year before that, where same thing, they crushed it, and then all of a sudden they just plummeted, right? Just absolutely plummeted. So this was going to happen. And Mahomes was going to run around. He wasn't going to get to Travis Kelce as much, and it showed. It showed, and this whole season has shown it, and I'm very happy about it. I'm happy about it because I'm excited to see, as I started off the show, a new team from the AFC to have a chance to go into. I know that every year you have a chance because you have a chance to beat the Chiefs to get to the play or to get to the Super Bowl, but now you don't have to worry about that. Whoever gets the AFC Championship game, winner going, that's a win for the AFC. It's somebody
Yeah.
new.
It's
It's
a
a
win
new
for,
fresh
honestly,
team.
the NFL.
It is.
It's
I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, the Patriots, they've had their turn." And I'm like, "You know what? That's fine. Even if you don't want the Patriots, the Bills, the Texans, the Jaguars, who are looking extremely sharp right now. The
Mhm.
Broncos, like that defense is phenomenal. Look what they did in Super Bowl 50. Yeah. You had Peyton Manning not being able to throw a football more than 10 yards, but that defense was so damn good that they went and won the Super Bowl. So
Honestly, that could be the
you might
Texans this year.
yeah, I was
Their
getting you took
defense
the
is
words
good
out of
enough.
myself out of my took the words out of my mouth. I can't even speak. You took so many words out of my mouth. But that could be the Broncos this year because I'm not too sold on their offense. I know they can put up points, but yeah, but like CJ Stroud and the Texans, that offense is really bad. That offensive line, when they played the Chiefs, a couple weeks ago, CJ Stroud was running for his life the entire
Yeah.
game. Both quarterbacks were. And that's not going to do you well. But you know what? That defense can, only let a team put up 17 points. You got a shot.
Yeah.
So
Well, and so let's pull up now that we have pissed on the
here you
Chiefs
go.
grave. Thank you so much.
Here you go.
Uh
Also, I do want to add, I'm as I said earlier to start the show, I'm sad Mahomes hurt himself because no matter how much I don't want him to try to hit Brady's marks because I want Brady to continue just to be the GOAT and all that. I don't like seeing players get hurt, even when Aaron Rodgers snapped his Achilles. Like that's rough. I want you to suck, but I don't want you to suck because you hurt yourself.
yeah.
You know,
And also
it's not as
obviously again,
satisfying.
no, obviously we're not we don't like Patrick Mahomes, don't want to see anybody injured, like thoughts and prayers, all that kind of stuff to Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully he comes back and then has another season like this where he plays the whole season and then loses and doesn't make the playoffs. That's what we hope,
Yeah,
right? We
I
don't want to
want you
see
to
a
play shitty,
injury.
but without injury.
And also, yesterday just felt like a murderer's row of injuries. I mean, that game and the Packers Broncos game alone, like,
Oh yeah,
dear Lord, the amount of people injured. But let's look now, since the Chiefs are officially out, let's look at the updated playoff picture, Casino. Now, again, the only game we still have tonight, Monday Night Football,
means nothing.
well, it
Actually,
does
well,
for the
it
Steelers
does
a
for the
little
Steelers,
bit,
and you're right, you're right.
especially since the Ravens won yesterday and they currently sit at 47%. So tonight
Yeah.
for the Steelers, if they lose, their playoff probability is less than the Ravens, which means obviously that means people think the Ravens are going to win the AFC North. However, they currently are in fourth place, sit at a 54, and if they win, it jumps all the way up to a 61%.
I love how there's only a 16% sway in win to loss. Like, they have
Yeah.
no idea who's gonna win this division because these teams
No.
are both just shit.
Yeah, and then, as far as the Dolphins, they have a 1% chance, so it really doesn't matter.
I say shit, but, the Patriots are probably gonna lose to them next week anyways.
Well, also for the Dolphins, this is honestly feels like just an audition for not only their head coach, but their players of
Oh,
basically where all
100%.
of them are gonna go next year. Like, that's what
100%.
it feels like for them. But as far as the rest of the AFC, now that the Chargers beat the Chiefs, they're at a 92%. So pretty much everything in the AFC is locked in. Colts, if they won yesterday, I believe they were like they would jump up to a 60 something percent chance
Yeah,
for them
that
to
was a
get
huge
last
game for
playoff
them,
spot.
so that was a huge
Yeah.
game.
So them losing basically knocks them out. So AFC looks pretty much set outside of whoever wins the AFC North.
And
But
who will sit in the 4 seed, yeah.
yeah, and then we see it right here.
Yeah, the Broncos,
Broncos
they're gonna
now,
get the AFC number 1 overall seed.
which I was talking to Justin, who you know yesterday, who
Yeah.
is a big Bills fan, and
Boo.
he
I
he
I
was
I need to
saying
text him. I need to text him. I need to yell at him.
He was talking about, well, as a Bills fan, because he's like new to football and liking football and watching it.
So why
So
is he a
he
Bills
was
fan?
like, he just said he likes Josh Allen, the city, the
Well, that
culture, all that kind of stuff.
that's fair.
Yeah. But he was saying, so as a Bills fan, who should I not want to see in the playoffs, especially in the AFC side? And I was like, well, I mean, you don't, for as far as home field advantage, you don't want Denver or New England to have home field advantage. Like those two home fields are brutal for
Yeah,
like
right. I mean,
opposing
I
teams.
know I know the Bills just went in and beat New England, but I mean, both of those games were exceptionally played by pretty much both. Like it was, they were really good. Yeah, New England blew that lead, but that's just Josh Allen going, nope, nope, I'm coming back and
Yeah.
being paid. As people said, this is why they paying him $60 million a year. Um, yeah, if one of those 3 don't make the Super Bowl, I will be shocked, but, the Jaguars playing good. Trevor Lawrence is not turning over the ball as much. Good for him. Like, he's
Yeah.
getting Jacoby Myers really helped. That gives them another option, kinda opens up their offense a little bit more. I'm not saying he's the superstar on that team, but he definitely helps pull some defenders off of other players, which is nice. The Jags are starting to look good. That defense for the Texans, exceptional. Harbaugh with the Chargers look great. I don't think they're going to do too much with that offensive line. Justin
No.
Herbert,
Well, that's what I was telling him in the playoffs. I was like, you either want to play whoever wins the AFC North or the Chargers. I feel like those are
yeah,
the only two teams in the AFC where you want to play them. He was
yeah,
like, what about the Jaguars? And I was looking and I was like,
no,
what about the Jaguars? The Jaguars defense is like top 5 to 10 in almost every single category.
yeah,
And they currently are the number one rushing defense and second in the league in turnover differential only to the Bears.
yeah.
So the
Again, now I'm going to
Jaguars,
tell you again. Now it's 4 weeks ago. We
yeah.
are overlooking the Jaguars. They are playing really good football, like
Well,
really good team football.
well, also, what is it? 4 weeks ago, they also isn't that the game after they blew out the Chargers by like 30 plus points?
I think
I'm
so.
pulling it up right now. But yeah, they especially going back on the Jaguars season. Yeah, that was 5 weeks ago. They blew out the Chargers by 31 points. They also beat the Colts in a blowout. They destroyed the Jets yesterday. That was Trevor Lawrence had like 58 fantasy points, which
Dude,
is
yeah, he
insane.
six total touchdowns. Dear God.
And then what is it? They were in a close game until the final couple minutes against the Seahawks. Almost beat them. They beat the 49ers. They beat the Texans. They beat the
Yeah,
Chiefs. They
beating
got
playoff teams or
yeah,
teams that were right on the
the
edge of the
worst
playoffs.
loss they've had all season was they got blown out by the Rams. But again, Rams
That
might be the
still
best team in the league.
might be.
Like,
They are the best team in the league. Yeah,
yeah.
they had one slip up against the Panthers, but guess what? Their offense still played um decent. It was just the too many turnovers, and the Panthers capitalized on those turnovers. Like that was it. Like it was a very close game. Like they're the Rams are the best team in the league, and if they don't win the Super Bowl, sad jokes on them.
However, the interesting thing in the NFC is what a whirlwind it's been for the Bears, where after that Black Friday game against the Eagles, they were the number one seed, and then they lost a game, so they dropped to the 7th seed. And now, because the Packers lost yesterday, they're back up to the 2 seed. So the Bears and Packers are just
And
jumping back and forth
let's
from
pull up the NFC, and let's talk about that for a second. Like, so you're talking about the Bears and the Packers. My coworker who's a Bears fan, he's like, he's the same way as you and I. He's like, I don't want to see players get hurt, but he's like, God damn, that really helps the Bears going forward because now they
yeah.
have to go into Chicago to play. The Packers have to go into Chicago. Um, and with the Packers losing that game to the Broncos and the Bears beating the Browns, they're in control. They're in control. They go in, they win at home. It is their division. It's their division. And it's crazy though, the 74% chance to make the playoffs. He was talking about this. He's like, my Bears, have a real good shot of not even making the playoffs, and which is
Yeah.
it's crazy that
So
it is so congested over there in the NFC, man.
well, the craziest thing is the Bears in the last 3 weeks play Packers, Lions, 49ers. So they don't have a gimme game on their schedule. They basically have to win out to, like your friend said, to make the
Well
playoffs because
well,
again,
if they beat the Packers, if they beat the Packers, this next go around, they can lose one of those other games, so they
yeah, but
can lose
not to
one.
the Lions because if the Lions beat
No,
them
but
and
they
they
they could get the division though,
I get what you're saying. So right now the
because
Bears are 10 and
The
4.
Lions are not gonna catch. Oh no, the Lions could, right? Yeah, they
The
could.
Lions can catch them because again, Packers 9-4-1, Lions 8-6, Bears are 10-4.
Yeah,
So
it would come
again,
down to basically
last game of the season.
last game of the season. Yeah,
So because again, who
and then
knows what the
they're fighting
49ers
they're
are?
fighting with the Niners for a playoff spot. Like, dude, this is getting really fun. That division that division is gonna be fun.
Well, also, it's fun that they all play each other the last couple weeks because, again, it is insane that the Bears are the second seed right now. They could, in 3 weeks, either be out of the playoffs, they could be the seventh seed. If the Rams lose a couple games, they could be the number one seed because they're the only team in this mix that holds the tiebreaker over the Eagles. So the Bears legitimately could be the one seed, the two seed, the three seed, the seven seed are out of the playoffs in the next 3 weeks. That's I again, if you're a Bears fan, you got to be
Well, like
shitting bricks.
my coworker, he's like, we're playing with house money. He's in the same boat as I am. Like, so my older brother, we have our Patriots chat. Our buddy who listens to this show, who's in that Patriots chat, we had a text separately because we were tired of my brother. I'm normally the negative person, and my brother is like just hammering negativity. And oh, I'm all blurry now. My brother's hammering negativity, and I'm like, dude, we have 11. We're 11-3, and we still hold our destiny to win the division. Like, we are sitting good. Like, we're eating good here, man. We're playing with house money. Nobody expected us to have 11 wins. He's like, yeah, but we're not going to get the number one overall seed. I was like, did you have that on your bingo card? Was that
Yeah.
even on like, I mean, if you wanted to get brave and put up, like in a corner slot or like in a second corner slot or whatever, that the Patriots could win the division, okay, that was a bit of a reach before the season started, but you could have gone for that. Maybe you got lucky, and that one looks like it's a real good chance of making it, because essentially what happens there is the Patriots, if even if they lose to the Ravens, as long as they don't lose to the Dolphins or the Jets, if they don't lose to the Dolphins or the Jets, they win the division. They win the division as long as they don't lose to the Dolphins or the Jets. Whatever happens against the Ravens, because the conference wins matter, right? And the second tie break, New England and the Bills have split, even if they have the same record going into the last week. As long as the Bills or the Patriots don't lose to Dolphins, Jets, they get the division. So we're sitting good. Like, we're sitting really good. The only game that scares me, Jets don't scare me. Dolphins, a little bit, just a little bit. But Tua has to go up to New England to play, right? That is not going to be good for him. So what I was getting at there is shit. What was I making the reference with the NFC? Sorry.
To be honest, I don't know. We were
I
talking
don't
about
know.
the NFC and you jumped to the Patriots.
Yes.
So let's go back to
Oh
the
no, my
NFC casino.
oh gosh darn it. Um
Also,
oh no,
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 we're
I got it.
done.
I
We're
sorry,
done
I
talking
got
about
it.
the Patriots.
I figured it out. I know I figured it out. I was talking about house money and this and that. And so my coworker who's the Bears fan, we're working last night and we're just like, yeah, like, why we can't be upset. And yet, my brother's upset. Apparently, his family is like all freaking out about it, this or that. And it's like, I mean, that's good, but you guys, the Bears, the Patriots, like these teams that weren't expected to do anything are whatever happens, it's a successful season. It's a successful season from where you're at. Yeah, you want to make the playoffs, and the Bears have a more sketchy run here in the last 3 weeks, especially with the teams that they play. But they could do this, and they can do this. They make playoffs, and everybody's going to be happy about it. I'm going to be happy about it. I want to see Packers Bears playoffs. I want to see a playoff game between the Packers and the Bears so bad.
Well, the crazy thing is with the AFC in terms of the
Sorry, I
NFC, the
went off on
difference.
tangents. I pulled a BJ and I went off on on my team tangent somehow.
The what is it? The difference between the AFC and the NFC is also in the NFC. The Rams are the number one seed right now, but the Seahawks and 49ers are also right there, where the
Mhm.
Rams need to win basically their last three games to secure the number one spot. Because if they lose and the Seahawks and 49ers win, the 49ers have already beat the Rams once this season. So if they finish with the same record, it's going to be one of those weird strength of schedule, number of opponents, all that kind of stuff where
It goes to conference wins. So I'm not sure who has that in the
let's see if
bag,
there's
but
a tie-breaking procedures. Oh no, this just gives us the rules, not the actual who does it. So,
well,
but
so when
still,
it goes off, obviously it's first, head to head, and then after that it goes to your division opponent wins, and then it goes to conference wins, and then a strength of schedule is to my knowledge on how that goes.
yeah.
I've
So
had to look
there
into
is
that.
a real possibility that not only could the Bears slide from 2 to 7, the Rams could also slide from 1 to 2 to 3 to 5 to 6. Like there is so much on the line the last 3 games of this season
Yeah.
where the
So the
NFC
biggest
West is going to get 3, the NFC North is going to get 2. Like there's
So
still a possibility.
this coming week is going to be another massive week because for the divisions, because you have Rams Seahawks, right? And I don't want to rule out the Niners to win that division, but I just I'm going to rule the Niners out to win that division. I think it's going to be the Rams or the Seahawks. Um that's just me personally. But it's going to be coming down to this next game, Rams or Seahawks. Like who's going to win that game?
And
Um
also it's on Thursday night. Ugh. Why would we
yeah,
put that game on Thursday night? A
because
game that actually matters.
it's a standalone game, and they're going to. But then the Seahawks play the Panthers, and then they play the Niners. The Rams. Let's get to the Rams here. The
The
Rams'
Rams
final games,
play
they got
Seahawks, Falcons,
Falcons, Cardinals.
Cardinals.
So they got the easier way. If the Seahawks want to win this division, they have to beat the Rams. They have to beat the Rams, and hope for the best after that. But the Panthers are gonna be feisty because they're still trying to win their division, and they had it, even though it's most likely gonna end up Tampa Bay, and the Panthers are gonna miss out. They, losing to the come on, dude, you lost to the Saints twice. Like, you lost to the Saints twice, man. Like
Well,
you wanted to
also,
win. You should be
weren't
9. You should be 9-5.
weren't
I
the
digress.
Panthers, they were like 65% playoff probability after last week, and now they have dropped all the way down to 23%.
Yeah,
So
because everybody, the numbers expected them to beat the Saints, even though they lost to them earlier this year. But
yeah. The
whatever.
Panthers again. Also, the Panthers' last 3 games, we just talked about it. Buccaneers twice and Seahawks. There's not
Mhm.
one gimme game in those 3. And then
Yeah,
the
and
Bucks.
then the Niners, they have the Colts coming up, they have the Bears, and then they have the Seahawks. Like, this is some fun shit. The
Yeah.
NFC, AFC, as you said, is pretty locked up outside of whoever's gonna get that 4 seed between the Ravens and the Steelers.
Yeah.
Um, and because even I'm gonna even say it, I mean, knock on wood here, but like the Patriots, they pretty much have that locked up. I mean, as long as they don't lose one of their last 2 games against the Dolphins or Jets, and even if they do lose one of those, the Bills might slip up against the Eagles. Who knows, right? And that
Well,
that could go
Josh
in their
Allen has
favor.
never beaten the Eagles. He's never
There you
beat them.
go. So, I mean, I'm gonna say it's pretty damn locked up. I think that's a 63% chance or something like that for the Patriots to win the division. I'm gonna call that locked up. So it's essentially that 4 seed. NFC, dude, this is I'm gonna be locked in on the NFC games so hard over the next 3 weeks. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great. There's a real good scenario that going into the last game, you don't know who's 3 to 7.
Yeah. Well, also, if Seahawks and 49ers keep winning, Rams stumble once, you don't know who the 1 through 7 seed is going to be. Because Rams, again, they lose 1 week.
Yeah.
Seahawks 49ers win. Seahawks would be a 12-win team. Rams would only be 11. So you don't know who's going to be the 1 through the 7th seed, because again, Eagles hold tiebreakers over everybody but the Bears. But again, if the Bears lose to the Packers, then the Packers would jump the Bears, and the Eagles hold the tiebreaker over the Packers.
Oh,
So then
delightful.
they would be the 2nd seed, and Bears would fall to the 7th seed. It's again, Chiefs being out is one of like 3 of the best things that could happen this season. The second one is this, which is just completely new teams all fighting for a different seed. And again, I was talking to Justin yesterday and I was like, I want the Rams, if my team can't get the number 1 seed, I want the Rams to get home field advantage in the NFC,
Yeah.
because that's not a home field advantage. The Rams feel like they've never played a home game where the opposing team's fans didn't outnumber their own.
Yeah.
Like,
So for our listeners, there's ESPN just put out a really good I got it on the ESPN app, but it just says 2025 NFL playoff picture, AFC, NFC seed and projection chances. And it is here, I'll just kind of pull that up. It's extremely delightful. They give all the chances of they have make playoffs, win division, earn bye, make Super Bowl. Um, and then for the NFC though, it is it is like the numbers are wonky as hell, and everybody has a shot. Everybody has a shot. It's
that
it's
is the
it's
well,
delightful. It's a
the
really
only
good
2
graph.
teams.
I haven't seen a graph like this in a good while on where this is what I wanted when you look up, hey, chances this or that. And it's always just like they have like a couple numbers and then just like a paragraph of words. And I'm like, no, I want to see an actual breakdown. Like,
Yeah.
so this is really good. ESPN did a good job with this. Um, check that out. It's great.
Well, the only team, really, I mean, one of the few teams in the NFL who does not have a shot at the playoffs, Casino, is the Kansas City Chiefs, who got eliminated from playoff contention this week. So let's jump into the games.
Yeah,
We'll
let's get
start
into the
there
games.
first. Chargers go into Arrowhead and win 16-13 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Thoughts on this game? Because everybody was a Chargers fan this past Sunday, and that paid out.
Yeah, it's crazy because I mean the Chiefs, the money was on the Chiefs, right? I mean, everybody was like, "Oh, the Chiefs are going to win this game. Chiefs are going to win this game. They have to win this to make the playoff or to have a chance to make the playoffs." And I don't know why people kept betting on them. I'm like, they're going to lose. They are going to lose this game. They have no more oomph. And yeah, the Chargers, they wanted to see him out. So my thoughts on this game was, just what it was going to be. Justin Herbert's going to do okay. He's going to do enough to get, with that offensive line to get the victory. It's going to be low scoring. We already know that Harbaugh likes to play the ground pound defensive, run the ball kind of game, even though they only ran for 94 yards. But they have to because that O line is just not good. And Justin Herbert doesn't have any time in the pocket to even throw the ball. But Mahomes, ending his season with with no touchdowns. I mean, he had the rushing touchdown. Good for him on that one, but no passing touchdowns. He had the interception. And Gardner Minshew coming in, dude, you immediately just, I mean, you throw a pick to end your season. Like, oh,
I know. Well, also,
we like Minshew.
it was
But
funny because I said, there's really no difference between the Chiefs offense when it has another quarterback, when it has Patrick Mahomes for the past couple of years. Immediately after I sent that message, he throws one of the worst picks you're ever going to see. So then I
yeah.
was like, well, maybe there is a little bit of a difference, because that was a bad pick. And again, they were basically in field goal range at home where this game could have potentially went to OT. So to throw a pick in that situation was just
Yeah, but then they got knocked out of
beyond
field goal
dumb.
range because they made stupid penalties and like they just the
Yeah,
moment seemed to be
just
too big for some of those young players. And yeah, man, they were in field goal range. You should have just kicked the fucking field goal, dude.
well, but again, even Mahomes got injured. Like with 2-3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Even before
that
that,
looked
in that
bad.
game, had a 62% quarterback rating. He was sacked 5 times, 1 interception, only threw for 189 yards, 57% completion percentage. Again, against a Chargers team that I don't know what to make of this Chargers team. I know, what is it? Their defense is good, their coach is good, their quarterback's good, but they're missing a lot of pieces
Well, all those
on
pieces
both
are on
sides of the
that
ball.
offensive line, dude. That offensive line, I mean, going into the season, they were supposed to have one of the best left tackles in the entire league, and he got hurt before the season even started, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's just rough. And then from there on, that whole entire offensive line was like, "Oh, is it my week to get hurt? Is it my week to get hurt? Okay, got it." So
It was, yeah,
I
just
I do feel
brutal.
bad for I know that you're not huge on Justin Herbert, and I wanna be bigger than I am on Justin Herbert, but I'm not. I'm really starting to fall more your way. I wanna see what he can do with a decent line, though, but it feels like he's always playing with a really banged up offensive line, 2nd or 3rd stringers constantly, and I don't know, man. It's hard to judge that, right? It's hard to judge a quarterback when I mean, they're in the playoff contention. They've won 10 games, right? And yet we're still talking about him like, he's not a good quarterback. He's doing enough with nothing to help
Yeah.
him.
It's well, it's again, it's kind of the Patrick Mahomes trajectory without obviously the Super Bowls. I'm just talking specifically stat wise. And there's this weird thing that has happened the past
Yeah,
couple of
Justin
years in
Herbert
the
is Patrick
NFL.
Mahomes light.
Yeah, without any of the success
Yeah,
whatsoever.
Patrick
But
Mahomes light.
he started his career in 2020, 2021, throwing 31 and 38 touchdowns. The past 4 years, he's gone 25 touchdowns, 20 touchdowns, 23 touchdowns, 23 touchdowns. So now, again, this year, he'll get more touchdowns because he has 3 more games to play. But there is something that is happening to the quarterbacks in the NFL where it feels like every year it just gets harder to pass, harder to put up yards. I mean, I was joking in the TikToks we made before this show where Drake May still hasn't had a 300-yard
He
game.
hasn't.
Drake May or Bo Nix had his best game of the season, he threw like 302 yards. It just really does feel like the league is more leaning towards, you know, good, smart throws instead of just 500-yard games like we're used to seeing. It really has become, and Brady has talked about this too, where the game's much more cerebral and it's making the right throw instead of throwing the ball, 40 times a game and completing 30 of them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that's also everybody now does two safeties over the top, so we don't get a lot of like explosive plays that way. But again, Herbert and Mahomes feel like the biggest kind of victims of just the NFL going the way it has because they're not slinging it all over the field. And this Chiefs team, especially this season, all their offensive pieces, when they got healthy, it was like, here come the light show. And instead, it felt like every week it was a struggle for them to score 2 touchdowns. Like every
Yeah, they were
game
missing
this
a they were
season,
missing a bulb here or there.
yeah, every what is it, game this
Sorry,
Chiefs
I was trying to make
season,
a Christmas reference. Sorry.
every game this season for the Chiefs really felt like a 16-13 game. Like for the
Yeah.
Chiefs season to end on a 16-13 game, that feels like the most hyperbolic moment of the entire season, like a microcosm of what this Chiefs
Yeah.
team was this year. It's
Um,
just,
so now it's gonna bug me. I do have to ask, since I just kind of brought that up. If if a bulb goes out in your light strand and your lights go out, do you try to find the bulb or do you just get rid of it?
no, I get rid of it.
Me too. Thank you.
Uh,
Alright,
but
sorry, that was gonna
also,
bother me because I just did that. I just did that, this year, and I was just like, "Man, I'm not gonna do it."
Owen Gale 11 says, "Hey, I'm new here. I'm going to say this as a Chiefs fan. It's hard not making the playoffs and seeing Patrick go down with an ACL, but I will be honest. I will be honest. I've only been a fan since 2020, so I'm only used to playoffs." Yeah, I feel like that's for a lot of Chiefs fans. Again, what did you say in the TikTok casino? It's been 10 over 10 years since
Yeah.
the Chiefs
So
had not been in the
2014, yeah.
playoffs.
So, and you
And
know what? But I kind of get that. So when I started getting into football, I was 10, and that's when Tom Brady became into the league, right? And in 2000, so all I experienced with football was just greatness, right? I have family ties to Massachusetts, so it was just my team was always good. Like in this scenario, kind of like with the guy commenting or whoever commented on that, same feeling. So when Brady left and Belichick left, I was like, okay, I've got to embrace the dark days. I was like 3 years prior, even before they won that Super Bowl against the Rams, I was like, okay, we're gonna be bad soon. We're gonna be bad soon. I gotta enjoy this one. I gotta enjoy this one. Um, but Mahomes is great, even if Andy Reid leaves and whatnot, or if even if he stays in Kansas City, he's gonna do fine. This was just a bad year. Just things happen. Things happen.
Well,
He's still
also,
gonna be good. Chiefs will still be all right. So,
speaking of the Patriots, again, people forget that in the middle of the
oh
Patriots
yeah,
dynasty, there was a 10-year window where they never won where they didn't win a Super Bowl.
yeah. I mean, they went
So,
to a couple, but they didn't win them. And during that time, they even got first round knockouts in the wild card. One was even against the Jets.
yeah,
The
one was
Jets.
against the last one was against the Titans. If that was
There you
what
go.
led by no, it wasn't Will Levis. Who was that? It was
It was
Tannehill. It
no,
was
no,
Ryan
no, no,
Tannehill
no, no. That was it was Fitzmagic.
for the Titans. No, I'm
No, that
saying
was
for
the
that
Dolphins.
last year with the
Oh,
Titans
got it. Yeah,
or,
yeah, yeah. No, so
of
Tannehill. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Brady. Yeah, it was Henry and Tannehill. So again, this happens every year, but with the Chiefs, again, when it happens suddenly, it suddenly happens. And
It happens
the
suddenly. Suddenly, it happens.
uh
Stupid.
that Super Bowl, again, as an Eagles fan, you're welcome, everybody, because that really felt like the game that just broke that Chiefs team
Oh,
and they never
100%.
recovered.
It was great.
And
And that's
it's
why I told you going into the season, I just didn't feel like they had it. I didn't feel like they had it.
yeah. Now let's move to your team,
Let's
Casino.
do it.
The in New England, the Bills win 35-31. Patriots come back, or I'm sorry, Bills come back from a 21-0 deficit, win in New England. That son of a bitch, Travion Henderson, knocks me out of my uh fantasy football
Oh,
playoffs.
2 long runs, man. He had a 40, like 43, and then that 65-yarder.
Literally
Dude
no
is
one
fast.
else on my opponent's fantasy team did anything. Literally nobody did anything. It
Yeah.
was just him that beat me
So
single-handedly.
so what was the downfall for the Patriots in this game was their rush defense, which is funny because they were the best pass or run defense in the entire league for a long time. When when the Patriots lost Milton Williams on defense, that crushed them. It crushed them. He was the heart and soul of that line. We needed him. He needs to come back because Cook, he ran all over us. He had 107 yards, right? Josh Allen had 48. They controlled him really well in the first half, but then obviously they're not a bad team. They're a good team. Josh Allen's really good. They figured out a way to get around the spies and get Josh Allen moving out of the pocket, which was good for him, and the run game for them. So, yeah, it just sucks that the Patriots lost that big lead that they had, but I don't think that offense played bad at all. The offense played really good. Obviously, Henderson had two of his breakout runs. Drake May, he was 14 for 23, so not as efficient as he normally is. The one pick that he had, I'm not even, if you saw what that pick was, like that wasn't a bad interception. That was, oh, if we don't get this third and long, whatever it was, 20 something, we're going to punt. So I'm just going to throw the ball down towards the end zone. And one, we might get a pass interference. We might catch the ball. If not, that's our punt. So that interception was, that was a strategic interception. Let's get the ball down there, see what happens because we're going to punt down there anyway. But he looked great. He looked great with his 2 touchdown runs. He saw the lanes. Um, yeah, I was impressed still with the Patriots offense. The defense, they need to get that figured out. Over the top, they were pretty fine. They didn't let too many big plays go over the top. It was all on that run game. James Cook, man, he had a game. He had an absolute game. He was a beast. So hats off to them. It was close. It was close in Buffalo, and the Patriots pulled it off there. Yeah, I'm looking forward, and I really hope nothing against Denver and you know any other team in the AFC. I really hope it is another Patriot Bills game because both games have been great. Both games have been amazing to watch, and I would be obviously happy if my team went to the Super Bowl. But if the Bills go, Josh Allen finally gets there, and has a real chance of winning the Super Bowl, right? So, and I like Josh Allen a lot. Obviously, I don't care for the Bills, but out of that division, there's really only one team that what?
uh Truck Visor app said, did this boy just say strategic
I
interception? Boy,
did.
you're gonna glaze your kneecaps off.
No, I mean, what? Okay, okay, no. Does that okay, that's funny. That is funny. But that's what was gonna happen. It was a 3rd and long. If they didn't get it, what are they gonna do? They're gonna punt. The ball's gonna go down there right there. That's a smart that's a smart move. I mean, do you disagree? Do you disagree?
Do I
Because here
disagree that he didn't try that he tried to throw an interception there?
no,
Yeah, I do.
he's
I
not trying
do.
to throw an interception, but if they don't get that 3rd and long, what are you gonna do? You're gonna punt, and you're gonna punt down there anyway. So why not try to take the shot? Yeah, hell, even the commentators said it. JJ Watt said this. It's a smart play because you might get pass interference, right? You might get that, and if not, you might even get the catch. And if not, worst case scenario, turns the 4th down, you punt it down there anyway. Give yourself a shot to get a call, to get a catch, instead of there was no other win there, because what are you going to try to do? Just get yardage to short punt it? No. Um, so anyway, take that away. I don't understand how you're laughing at this. That's a smart play. That's a smart play.
Yeah, but it was a one-score game. Again, I agree he was going
So
for the Hail
okay,
Mary,
one score
but
game, but where are you going to if what are you trying to do? There really
yeah,
wasn't
you
a
were trying to.
lot of room from that first down marker to the red zone.
Well, the thing I did not understand is that one play, it was obvious pass interference. We already had this discussion off episode. Obvious pass interference. I do not understand where they just call it a pass interference and just say ball here, blah, blah, blah. The saying that it was a catch, and not only it was a catch that the Bills had possession, I was more mad, especially in fantasy football playoffs, that they awarded stats to Josh Allen and the receiver that caught that pass, because
He
not
didn't
only
catch
did the
that.
receiver not have that pass, the Patriots guy came up with it. But again, it was obvious pass interference.
Okay,
Just
so
call
yeah,
it pass
so we'll
interference. That was what I had an issue
I
with.
disagree with you on that because he turned his head. You do it in slow mo. Yeah, he got there early, but you don't do it in slow mo. He turned his head in time. Anyway, that's fine. Whatever. Call that one it is. But the other one that I thought was horrible is he has his hand on the dude's waist. He's not pulling him or anything. He just had the hand on the dude's waist. They're both parallel to the ground, and they called that one pass interference. That one, and that was on a 3rd and long. They ended up getting a touchdown out of that drive, when they would have had a field goal at best. That one was a little more tough to swallow than the other one, because I could see your argument on that one, right? On the one where the Patriot player caught the ball and whatnot. I can see your argument on that one. We could go back and forth on that, but the other one it just didn't feel right to me on that. And our friend Justin, who's the Bills fan, right, saying that the Patriots are getting all the calls. When you sent me that, I was just like, there's 2 flags on them for 15 yards, and the game's almost over. They're not getting any calls. What are you fucking talking about? Shut up. Shut up, Justin.
I will say, Dags 1879 says, as a Rams fan, I am
Thank
unbiased,
you.
but it's tough not to say the refs bailed out the Bills yesterday. Officiating has been horrible this season.
But
The last part, we both agree with.
we both agree on.
The
Yeah.
officiating and also I texted this to Casino yesterday. It feels like in every game where it's a good close game, the home team is always severely penalized with penalties at home, which also just seems weird. Like, it seems like
Yeah.
if you're
And,
going to have biased
and here's the thing.
officiating, it would skewer towards helping the home team. It
Obviously,
doesn't, which is weird.
I wanted the Pats to win that game, but a loss for them was good before entering the playoffs. I that that regrounds your team, because you don't want to go in the playoffs and you're on a big streak. That's why I'm worried for the Broncos, because you're like, okay, we can't build off of anything. We can't. That's a learning thing, especially for the Patriots losing that big lead, and then you know that was huge. That was a huge loss. Fix it. And again, I really do think that the Bills Patriots will meet in the AFC Championship game again. and I'm expecting the same exact thing. What we saw in the first 2 games, it's coming down to a 3, 4-point game, whoever has the ball. Like,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. It was good, but, you know, it is what it is. And I'm playing
Well,
with house money. I'm super happy the Patriots are 11-3. 11
yeah.
and 3.
And
I said
again,
I said that they were
one
gonna get
game
to
within
10,
being the
and
first seed.
you even called me crazy that the Patriots are gonna get to 10.
That's
I
not
want a
true.
six
I
pack
said they
off of
would
my
double their That's not true. I said they would double their win total.
Yeah, okay, so 8, but when I said 10 and, be in the playoffs, you were like, I don't know."
I don't
I do
recall.
recall that. I
I
do
don't
recall.
recall.
I do recall.
Let's
I did
move
recall.
over to the
Oh,
Broncos Packers
there's
game.
other games that we need to talk about? Who knew?
Yeah. Owen Gale 11 says, I need honest opinions. Are the Packers in trouble and in danger of not making a playoff spot without Micah Watson Walker? We did the playoff preview where we went through all the scenarios. The Packers are not only in trouble of
Yeah.
not being in the playoffs, they're in trouble of potentially losing to not only the Bears, but then the Lions, and Lions taking that last playoff
Yeah.
spot.
So
So
you're saying not win the division, but then also not making the
not
playoffs.
make the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in danger
And
of literally dropping from the second seed to the seventh seed to just out.
Yeah,
Like
and
out,
that
out.
whole NFC, like, it comes down to these last 3 weeks, and they all play each other. All these top teams play each other, and no, yeah, I'm if I was a Packers fan, I would be extremely worried because pretty much your saving grace in that first game against the Bears was you had Parsons, right? He was able to get to Williams. He gone. He's done.
Yep.
And, that's gonna really hurt, and now you have to go into Chicago and play. That's gonna be rough, man. That's not gonna be easy for them to go and do.
Well,
Um,
also in this game, so Broncos win 34-26 in Denver. The thing that I did notice is almost very similar to kind of the Dak Prescott model, which is Jordan Love in these big games kind of never shows up to the level you want him to, because in this game he was not only sacked 3 times, he threw 2 interceptions. One of them was just a go ball against Patrick Surtain, who did not lose a single step against the wide receiver when he came off the line.
yeah.
So to test
I
the
mean,
reigning defensive player of the year on a one-on-one go ball, like, what are you doing in
see,
a tight game?
outside of those 2 interceptions, Love played just fine. It was you can't turn over the ball in a must-win game. Like, you just
Yeah.
can't.
No, you can't,
And
especially
that and
against
that's
this
and that was
Broncos
it.
team that's gonna
Because
make you
Bo
pay.
Nix Bo Nix, we've been criticizing him, for a lot of the season. He had 4 fucking touchdowns. What does
Uh,
somebody say?
Shout out to Truck Visor app, MVP of the chap so far. He says, as a Bears fan, I creamed in my own face when Micah went down. We're going to the Super Bowl, and I don't have any money saved. Sorry, kids, no college for y'all. Well, again, we don't condone injuries. We do condone, or no, we do support creaming in your own face, especially when good things happen. The casinos said that off air many a times, but
Yeah.
when
No,
Micah
that's
went
fair.
down again, the Chiefs injury to Mahomes was the icing, was like the cherry on top of just an awful game. The Micah going out against the Broncos feels like it is going to be a bigger impact, especially this season, because Packers are still in it. Like the Chiefs were already out, and then Mahomes goes down, and you're like, shit, like worst possible scenario with the Packers. It's not only do they lose Watson, not only do they lose Mike and Walker, but it's also like you lost those guys and you lost the second seed and you're in the seventh seed and you're now going to be in a rock fight for 3 weeks against the Lions to try to keep them out of the playoffs. But again, you're going into the playoffs with 2 of your top 5 defensive players out. Love is now going to have to, as a Packers fan, instead of getting home playoff games in Green Bay, you're most likely going to have to go play the Bills or the Bears for a third time, possibly go to Philadelphia, possibly go play the Rams. Like this is all hands on deck, like panic mode if you're the
Yeah.
Packers,
So
because
my coworker
uh
said something that was really funny. He was like, we have a friend who's also in the same industry we are, and he is a Packers fan, and they've been arguing back and forth there, and we're all in the same fantasy football league. And uh, the Packers fan, he was telling my coworker, he was like, "Oh yeah, didn't Ben Johnson say that that he wants to or he was going to beat the Packers twice this year and blah blah blah?" And my coworker's like, "Yeah, the playoffs, buddy." And like it shut him up so good, and I was just like, "Yeah, that is great." And this is before now the Parsons thing and all that whatnot, but it it was great. It was great. I really
Richard,
I'm really hoping for the Bears. Me and my coworker, if it's a Bears Patriots Super Bowl, we both work Sunday, and we've already told our coworkers, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we're not going to cover for you." And we're like, "Well, then figure it out because we're not showing up to work."
well, the weird thing is the Bears Packers game this week is on Saturday. It's on Saturday this week, not Sunday. But
That's a hot take right there.
Richard W8256 says, I mean, the Packers will probably shut down the Bears. Bears might lose the next 3 games, and I'm worried to miss the playoffs. Again, if you're a Packers
That is a
fan, if
real
you're a
one,
Bears
though.
fan, yeah, if you're a Lions fan, like all you have to do is win, and basically you're in. And hope one other team in your division loses at least
A
what
single game.
2. The Bears, again, they played Lions, Packers, 49ers. Not one gimme in that whole bunch.
No.
The Bears lost to the Packers
You
by
say this, if the
7
Bears
points
make the
in Green Bay.
playoffs, battle tested. They're
Yeah.
ready.
No, and again, somebody on our TikTok said we're finally starting to believe in the Bears. After the Eagles game, I started to believe in the Bears. But again, that belief has nothing to do with it because Bears have 3 must-win games
No,
that they could easily lose all 3.
believing has everything to do with it. They got God on their
Yeah.
side.
Oh, that's true. They have the Pope. But as far as the Broncos go in this situation, they win this game with your Patriots losing. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC. I'll tell you what, Bo Nix, shaky to start the season. He's looked pretty damn good the last couple weeks. This is the best game I've ever seen Bo Nix
Oh,
play.
by far. Like he had this was a really heavyweight bout. My coworker and I, we were obviously on opposing sides of this. I was like, I want the Packers to win. He's like, I need the Broncos to win. And he was all smiles yesterday, just all smiles. Just all smiles. He's like, this is great, great outcome. But
Well, also Bo Nix in this game, 23 for 34, 302 yards. Drake May could never. 67% completion, 4 touchdowns, 137.7 quarterback rating. Like, dear Lord. And I'll tell you what, the best catch in this game, going back to the Packers, did you see that Jacobs catch in the back of the end zone?
oh yeah.
That's one of the best
Of course
catches
I
you're
did.
ever
I
going to
have
see.
Josh Jacobs on my fantasy roster, and every time he scored, I was like, "Oh, I got to go check that out." Oh my god, it was great.
That was what a great catch, especially for a guy that was famous for never catching touchdowns. Like he held the record for a running back never having a receiving touchdown for like 2 years or something like
Yeah,
that.
I really hope the Texans do. So go for it.
Casemate Cardinal says, I really hope the Texans go to Foxborough if they don't win the division.
No,
I also want to see that game.
well, you know
I
what?
think
So here's the thing,
Patriots Texans is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
and I'm not super scared of the Texans as a Pats fan, honestly,
Whoa,
because
whoa!
oh
I'll
no,
save this clip, everybody. Don't worry.
that's fine, that's fine.
Oh.
It's the offenses of the other teams that have really gone after the Patriots. The Patriots have played good defenses this year. They've played good defenses, and they're able to put up points against good defenses, right?
Yeah.
That
Same guy says easy Texans dub. So,
okay.
uh,
I don't trust. I have CJ Stroud on my team, my fantasy team. I like CJ Stroud, and I have nothing against the Texans. That defense is elite. That defense is great, but I've seen the Pats play. I've watched every Pats game this year. I've seen them play against good defenses, and they adjust well to it. Um, I'm more worried of the Jaguars, a team that is throwing up points like it's nothing.
yeah. Who
Like
would have
they're making
thought
it look
people
they're
would be
making it look easy.
who would have thought that people would be fearing AFC South teams? But I'll tell you what, who knows? Maybe Phillip Rivers comes out Monday night next week and just throws 5 touchdowns and
I was
everybody's
so
now
happy.
scared of the
I was
Colts.
so happy he got that touchdown, dude.
You know what? Let's actually move to that game,
Please.
Casino. Last thing on this, it says Drake May is not Josh Allen. He will be eating dirt.
That's fine.
I mean, he kind of was on Sunday.
Yeah.
He proved. Also, this one I did not
I
put
mean,
on the
he
screen.
he looked like Josh Allen light. He was able to get a couple rushing touchdowns. Remember this, and you said it to me multiple times. Josh Allen was not good in his first couple years. He
That's
got
true.
better as it went on. Drake May's already pretty good. So
That's true.
just throwing that out there. Just throwing that
I
out there.
forgot to put this one on screen. It says, "How come we chew corn to the point of much, then it comes out in whole pieces in our poop?" With a
I've
little
I've
doctor's thing. That's a good
I've
point.
I've wondered that my whole life.
Why does corn not for stomach acid? Why does it not dissolve?
I don't know. And that great thing,
That's a good
everything is done
question.
with
Great
cornstarch.
question. Yeah, Joe
Yeah.
Mama B Sky. Great name, great question. We don't know. We do a sports podcast, not a science podcast, but keep asking questions like that, and we might do a science podcast. Let's move to that Colts game, Casino. The Colts lose in Seattle 18-16. There was a chance for Phillip Rivers to come back the conquering hero, upset the Seahawks in Seattle. And I really wonder if that happens,
I mean,
what the discussion is on this Monday for this Colts team.
everybody is all now saying Phillip Rivers, he didn't have it. He didn't have it. He did drive his team down with a less than a minute to go. Well, they got into the final minute and was able to get a field goal. Like he was able to get them close enough for, I mean, yeah, it was a 60-yarder, but he was
Yeah.
still able to get them into a
Dude, and that would have been
position.
good from 65. He drilled
Dude, that was
Also,
such a
the
that
Colts
was
kicker literally looks like he's 11 years old.
yeah.
That is the
What
tiniest person I've ever seen on a football field.
I don't know who was calling that game. I can't remember, but one of the commentators said that kickers nowadays, like it's insane. Like what Cam Little's doing, these 70-yarders, 65 is going to be 65 is just going to be normal in the next
I
few
know.
years.
Dude, Aubrey on Sunday Night Football missed like a 55-yarder, and the announcers were acting like he missed a chip shot like 20-yard
What it
field
was
goal.
is he missed a 51 and a 59, and maybe I don't remember if he missed a
I
third,
think it
but I
was
know
a
he missed those.
54.
Okay, but I
One
know
of
the
them, so
long
maybe
one
three.
he missed a 59, but it's because the week before he
Yeah,
crushed.
he was drilling all of
He
them.
was he hit like two 60-yard pluses, and then he had
Yeah.
like two high 50s. So that's probably why they were talking about that. Is just like he was so clutch the week before, and now maybe he just doesn't want to be a Cowboy. I don't know.
Trucker Visor App's back. He said, outside of the dude with no kneecaps, Casino, y'all seem normal. What's your thoughts on the inconsistent ref? I mean, yeah, we've talked about it all
Yeah.
season, which is just, as an Eagles fan, I've been losing my mind.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of weird in the Bills Patriots game where the next morning, I don't know if you saw your head coach went on a radio show and he was like, the Bills are the most penalized team for holding in the entire league. Didn't get called for one offensive holding penalty the entire game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, it's weird.
Okay. I wanted, that's a good thing you brought up that. So I was, obviously watched all that
I'm
game.
sorry, everybody. I brought it back to the Patriots.
No, I'm gonna move on to a different game that obviously it has the Patriots because I watched it. But I was watching that and I was like, that could have been a hold. That could have been a hold. But it's where I draw that comparison always to the NBA, where it's almost like anything can be a foul now on a penalty, that they have what's a catch, what's not a catch. They've made everything, the rules so muddled that anything can be called, and that's not good for the game. It was early on in the season when the Patriots were playing the Saints, and I just told you, I was like, this is one of the worst officiated games. Both teams are getting blown so hard. There was a flag like every 3 plays on one of the two teams, and I'm like, there's no, this game is not fun to watch by any fan of either the Saints or the Patriots. I think this is a bad game. I know the Eagles have had some. The officiating became so bad. I to what he's saying is just the rule book. They've made the rules so muddled and they're so confusing. You hear coaches talk about it all the time. Or players talk about it. We don't know what is this or that. And
yeah. Well, no,
you
when
can
the
Cowboys make the call, whatever.
When everybody was like, oh, the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East, they had that 3-week window where they were being gifted 100 more penalty yards than every team they played. There's no game on earth where you look at both teams and you just go, this team has committed 3 times the amount of penalties as the other team. Again, when it's all ticky tack, just bullshit. Like it's
Yeah.
all just, my eyes tell me this thing. And then you look at the replay and it tells you the opposite. You just go,
Yeah.
no irrefutable evidence. Like we got to keep it
So
that way.
my struggle a lot
Completely
with
agree.
my struggle a lot with what the refs do though, and you see it in
Well, it's
every
all too
game.
much judgment calls.
Yes,
Like this
and so that's what
person
I say.
makes the
It's
perfect
what I
call.
hate though is that when they make those calls, I hate when the flag comes out like 5 seconds after the play, and then they huddle up. They huddle up for like a minute to a minute and a half in real time, and you're like, "What are you doing? You called it." I didn't see that one. What did it say? Typical
No, this
fan.
one says typical Patriots fan, always the refs. It's Brady Gate all over again. I'll tell you what, usually our chat is awful, with
That's
just the
pretty funny.
dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. This week, everybody's great. I've
No, no,
laughed
and
literally
okay, you know what? And
more than anybody.
I'm going to give we'll get to this. So, but I don't like how they take about a minute, minute and a half to make calls and whatnot. And so
That's the worst.
this whole new replay assistance thing, they got it. It was wrong in the Patriots game where it actually benefited the Patriots, and I didn't agree with that call. So it was earlier on in the game. I don't remember who caught it, but they didn't catch it. They didn't catch it, and the Patriots got up. They called their play. They got the ball going, and then that should have been overturned, and that should not have been a completed pass. And obviously, being a fan, I was like, "Oh, I'm glad they went up there and they got the balls." They knew that they didn't catch it, but then like a few plays later, when the Bills had the ball, immediately they're like, "Oh, assistant replay, said that this wasn't a catch or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, see, that doesn't seem right. Like you put in this fail state, right, to make sure you get these calls right, and it's not right." And that that was bothersome as a Patriot fan. It was like I agree with Bills fans being upset here because why did that not why wasn't that so I'm not even reading these. Why wasn't that so fast of, the assistant,
Well, what I
video
don't
assistant call that
understand
back?
is every broadcast has the Gene Salator or whatever it is, the guys on the broadcast who used to be refs or are helping the refs in the game. The announcers
Yeah.
always go to those people. They always explain it perfectly clear. And then it'll be a call on the field where they'll just do the opposite of what the guy in
Yeah.
the booth just
That's
said.
also wild.
Why do
But
we
yeah,
not have
so
that guy just being
yeah.
like, this is the correct call? Tell him on the field, like, why? Like, I don't get where the
Yeah.
disparity comes from. Why even have that guy in the booth if he's just
Yeah,
going to
and
continuously say the people in the
and
field are
again, it
idiots?
benefited the Pats on this one and hurt the Bills on it. But if you're gonna do video assistance refereeing, like make sure that shit's right and on time because then it's not fair. Again, this one benefited my team. So I was like, yay. But I agree, that was not a catch. But if you're gonna put this technology into use, it needs to be consistent, right? They just need to get it right. Refs are bad. I'm not reading any of these.
No, these are just for the fans. If you're just listening to the audio version of this, really go find the video on this one. A lot of great comments, a lot of
Yeah.
really funny shit. I'll
Yeah,
tell you
well,
what.
you're finding them funny because
Still
normally they go
MVP is
after
Truck
you, but
Visor app. That stuff made me laugh.
yeah.
Oh, but then we have
It's
Brady and
this is
Patriots and
really
Bills
funny because
fans.
normally I'm not the one going off on tangents about my team, about the Patriots. I'm
I know.
I'm very quiet about my team. This episode, I'm just talking about them a lot. Come back, come back and watch BJ here talk about his Eagles. I literally do this and fall backwards. I've done it before. I just sit back and just watch him and listen to him rant for 30 minutes about his Eagles. So
I mean, my Eagles won. Let's talk about that game real quick, Casino. I mean, nothing much to talk about. Eagles win 31 to
this is good. I'm
0.
having fun. Thank you, chat, for chatting. And even if you're going after me, I think it's great. We want more people to engage, so it's all good. It's all
Uh
good.
Eagles Raiders. Eagles win 31 to 0. Raiders put up the least amount of yards that has been put up in an NFL game in 70 years.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
So they do what is it? The Raiders score, I think they had 70 something yards in that entire game. Eagles Hurts had a perfect passer rating, 3 touchdowns, all that kind of stuff. Again, yes, it was just the Raiders, but the 49ers were just playing the Titans. That game was pretty competitive for most of it. So,
Yeah.
again, where people say it's just you only play teams who's on your schedule, this is legitimately the only bad team the Eagles have gotten to play the entire year. And then they mollywopped them, stomped them into dust, and now they're going into Buffalo. Or no,
The
they're
Giants aren't a
going,
bad team.
well, I mean, but they have to play them. They have to
Well,
play them because they're in their division. But what is it? Eagles, again, when we are looking at the playoff probability, the Cowboys have a 1% chance to make the playoffs. The only way they make the playoffs is if Eagles lose their last 3 games, Cowboys win their last 3 games. So that's the 1%
oh, I thought
not
they
going to
were
happen.
officially out.
No, they still have, well, they can still get in if Eagles lose their last 3, Cowboys win their last 3, but Cowboys still have to play the Chargers, and I can't remember who else. Eagles play the Commanders twice and the Bills. So,
Beat the Bills.
also,
Beat the Bills. Beat the Bills.
well, since we came on this episode, the Dan Quinn of the Commanders has come
Mhm.
out and said that they're resting Jaden Daniels for the rest of the season. So,
Smart.
which again, why didn't Cincinnati do that? Why
Because
don't they come
Cincinnati
out and
does
say the
not
same
know how to
thing?
manage their team.
That's
They
true.
don't know how to manage their team at all. Joe Burrow, he needs to leave. Jamar Chase, he needs to leave. All these good players on Cincinnati need to leave because
Yeah,
Cincinnati, they push everything underneath the rug. They do not want to address. They know what the issue is. They've known what the issue is for years. Is they don't protect their players. Get rid of them, dude.
yeah.
Just
Uh,
set them free.
Joshua Scott 3372 says, one thing I will say is the refs are not letting players play or hit
No.
anymore. It's getting soft. Well, that's what happened at the end of that Saints Panthers game,
Mhm.
because what is it? At the end of that, Shuck just does a late slide, gets hit, and then they gave him the 15-yard roughing the passer penalty, and then they kicked the field goal to win the game. Again, why in the fourth quarter, if you have no time left on the clock, do you just not say, okay, we're putting in our backup quarterback. I want you to run straight up the middle and slide late. Like, why is that not a play in
Wouldn't you want like
every
your third
team?
stringer or something? Not just your
Dude,
back.
just put in your third string tight end at quarterback and just be like, yeah, run up the middle and slide late, and then we'll just be in field goal
For
range.
somebody who's all
Like,
about player safety, this doesn't sound too safe, buddy.
well, the NFL isn't about player safety. Like, so why, again, if the NFL doesn't care, why would the teams care? Like, I
Because
care. I
because
don't want to
because
see
they
anybody hurt.
because the NFL could point that one out, but anytime you argue about, like, the turf or this or that, the travel, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's safe. I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah. Also, same guy says thoughts on the Broncos. We said, I mean, they're good. I don't think any AFC team wants to go to
And
Denver to play.
no, and you said it right that Bo Nix, he's starting to come together here at the end of the season. So,
Yeah, that was the
and it
best game
kinda
I've ever seen him
it's kinda
play
like what
against
we
a
saw
good
last
team
season,
too.
right? Bo Nix got better towards the end of the season. Might have
Yeah.
the same situation.
Last couple comments here. They let the Texans hit, but that's because they create a reputation as a generational defense, in my opinion. Again, Texans defense is
It's
legit.
good.
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody in the AFC would be super stoked to play the Texans
No,
defense
nobody
right
wants
now.
to play a good defense. Like, even if you think that you have a good enough offense to deal with it, nobody wants to play a good defense.
No. Same
Because
with
'cause
Texans are the most.
it makes it tough on those offenses to, figure out a scheme to beat them.
Yeah. Redneck Ghost 26. That's so ironic. Casino is Redneck Ghost 25. So that's crazy that we have 26 on here. But this says Texans are the most dangerous team in the league right now. Completely agree. That defense is legit, legit. Bills Mafia, baby. This says any Steelers fans going to struggle root for the Patriots next week. LOL. Oh yeah, because they play the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I would assume a lot are. I would assume a lot are. A lot of Bills fans, and then this says the answer is the Brady flop. I think there's Bills and Patriots fans fighting in our comment section.
I love it.
This says the NFL can't uphold their own rules consistently. Stroud got annihilated, but nothing. Yeah, that happens
That's
again
I mean,
every week. It happens.
yeah.
You,
And it's not upholding the rules consistently, it's the rules are so muddled that I've
it's
made this
judgment
comparison
calls.
I've made
It's
this
judgment calls
comparison
every
for
week.
years, with just talking with BJ, on, off air, whatever, that it's like the NBA now. That's why I have trouble watching the NBA is everything can be called every single play. And we're almost to that point in the NFL where it's just a judgment call by the refs. And with betting becoming a thing now, I mean, the NBA is pretty much unwatchable now, at least for me, because all the betting and the scandals that are already happening in that, and everything being a judgment call, you can call or not call almost every single play. We're getting close to that in the NFL, so they got to be careful. They're walking a
Yeah.
fine line.
Well, also speaking of that, Truck Visor app says it's so difficult to play quarterback that they brought a 44-year-old man who has the same stats as me this year from the couch. We got to talk about how difficult that position is. I don't think anyone has ever said the quarterback position in the NFL is easy. I legitimately every year the debate always happens where it's like, are there 12 good quarterbacks in the
Yeah.
league?
And
Like,
again, the only reason they brought Rivers back in is because he has the connection with the Colts. He knows the playbook, and apparently it just came out that he uses that same playbook in his kid's Pop Warner team. So like
but I'll tell you what, it is
he knows the playbook.
wild. It's wild seeing him walk out on the field and he just has dad bod
Dude,
gut just hanging
the
out of the
biggest
bottom of his
gut
jersey.
ever. I pointed that out. My wife was like, "Oh, that's just his pads," and I'm like, "No,
No,
no, honey, that is
that's
not."
not playing NFL football for
I
5
was I
years.
was
That's what that
so
is.
jazzed. I was so jazzed on when he got that touchdown and how fired up he was.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was gonna pull something with how he's just like doing this. I'm like, dude, be careful. You're a grandpa now. You're gonna
Also,
throw a shoulder, man.
you forget not seeing Phillip Rivers for 5 years. You forget how weird it looks when he throws the football.
Oh, dude, Mr.
Nobody
Sidearm.
else has that same
I mean,
motion
he
and where
was
he
a
looks like he's pushing it. It's so weird.
he is by far he's one of my favorite quarterbacks. And I say this because of two things. One, weird throwing technique, and that's just fun. I mean, you watch submarine pitchers playing baseball, and you're just like, that's interesting. So that, and also he was just a legendary trash talker, and it was the
Yeah.
greatest thing. And
Well,
oh
also
man, I
the
really
funniest
wish he
thing
won
about
that
him.
game because him on that podium, that would have been some of the best podiums that you've seen in the last 10 years.
Well, I can't wait to see the mic'd up for this game. But also, the funny thing about Phillip Rivers is he doesn't curse. So he's a good trash talker, but he isn't.
Yeah.
He's just like not
He's Kirk
dickhead.
Cousins.
He's
Yeah,
mean. Like he's funny
he's a
mean.
mean Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. What is it? Also, it says Texans beat the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs rematch with the Broncos. The Texans would win. I mean, we'll see.
I'm
Hey,
excited.
y'all rock. Love what you're doing, even though I'm a Bills fan. I wish you guys luck in the postseason. We will talk again after we are heading to the Super Bowl. Whoa. I'm not a Bills fan. I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm an Eagles fan. So I would love to see Eagles Bills Super Bowl.
And
I
again,
would love that.
I would love for it to be a Patriots Bills AFC Championship. Why? Because I like Josh Allen a lot. And out of the four teams, or the three other teams in the AFC East, I hate the Jets. I hate the Dolphins. I've never disliked or liked the Bills. Like they're just like an team for me. That's mainly because the Patriots whipped their asses for so many years. But digress. But yeah, no, if it came, I would be so happy for Josh Allen to get there. I have a lot of friends who happen to be Bills fans, so I would be cheering my ass off for them. If it became an Eagles Bills Super Bowl, I'm sorry, buddy, I would not be cheering for the Eagles. You guys just
No,
won.
nobody would. Nobody
Yeah,
would.
fuck you. I won't be cheering for them. I'll be cheering for the Bills. But I'm really hoping that it is truly a Bills Patriots one. The game three would just be great to watch because both games have been great so far. And then one of those two teams go and represent the AFC East would be dope.
Yeah, again, if my team doesn't win it, the teams I want to win it, it would be Bills would be the top of that list.
Yeah,
I
we've
also
talked
think
about
Bears,
that for the last 3-4 years. That if
yeah,
it's not our teams, we want the Bills.
yeah. Next up says Old Man Celebration was awesome. Talking
Dude,
about Phillip Rivers.
I thought he
Completely
was going to
agree.
blow a shoulder. I really did.
Truck Visor says not 12 in the league, 12 humans walking the planet Earth that can throw that stupid shaped ball, get annihilated by a 300-pounder and keep it moving. Yeah, completely agree. I think when we say 12 in the league, I think we include the 12 humans on Earth. I don't think there's some guy walking around out there who's just like, man, I could be the 12th best quarterback in the league. Like, not gonna happen.
My older brother thinks that.
Rivers came back to play against three of the most dangerous defenses. That is true. Have
Yeah.
you looked at the Colts schedule? To
Yeah.
bring him back at this part of the season, again, when the Colts are not in the playoffs, that is insane.
You got to give it to the Colts offensive line. They protected the shit out of that geriatric.
Dude, even on that one where he slipped or whatever, I was like, oh no, he's going to get killed. And
Everybody
then he
was
kind of just fell forward.
giving him so much shit for that. You saw his feet. They literally just went like, bloop, like it slipped out. It's what it is.
It's the Eagles. Eagles, say it right, bro. Well, as we know on this show, I say everything wrong, and everybody in the comments always points it out. So at this point, I'm just gonna be me. But thanks, buddy. It says,
that,
I am
that
a
was such a
Wyoming.
great that was such a great Eagles fucking answer right there.
I'm a Wyoming native, but Bills and Broncos have always been my teams. It's just a bonus. Allen was our quarterback. Yeah, honestly, you as a Patriots fan, me as an Eagles fan, nobody I know has ever disliked Josh Allen. He's
No,
fun. Every
he's
clip
such a
you've ever
nice
seen
dude.
of him, it's really funny. Like his what is it? He's dropping like what is it? For room for these nuts in your mouth jokes and interviews and stuff. There was that
So funny.
famous thing where who's the Monday morning quarterback guy? Old guy does football. Oh shit, I cannot remember his name.
Not, I
Chat,
mean,
help me out. Peter something. How the fuck am I blanking on his name? But there was the famous clip of Josh Allen going in for a handshake with him, and the guy completely ignores him, and he's just standing there frozen with his arm out, like kind of being like, you gonna do it? And then the interview ends. Like, just great stuff. Great stuff. Uh, what is it? Last couple things here. Well, Casino, we barely talked about any of the games this week.
that was fine.
And
I had
we've been
fun
going
chatting
an
with the chat.
hour.
Talking with the chat was great. Just kind of bullshitting was good. I enjoyed it.
Also, the games were so good, but also every
I'm
game
so
felt
excited
like
for
it had
this.
playoff implications. Like it
Oh
kind of
man,
covered it all. It's
they
crazy.
did, but this coming week's gonna be even more. Like, I am so excited for the next couple weeks for the NFC, dude. It's gonna be so good.
Well, yeah, the
So
last
good.
3 weeks are going to literally determine the seeding for
All of
basically
it,
every team in the
every team in the
NFC
NFC.
East or in the NFC. I mean, that's insane. Which is funny because
We have 3
outside of the
games left,
AFC
and
North,
we have 3 games left, and there's only 2 teams that have clinched the playoff spot.
yeah, that's ridiculous. And then in the AFC, it's like every team's just locked in, and
For the
there's
most part,
very little wiggle room. But yeah. Last thing before we get out of here, Joshua Scott 3372 says, much love, guys. Good luck to both your teams. You have some damn good games coming up. That is true. And also, we are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. We're on the West Coast, so 1 p.m. West Coast time. Join us here live. Fridays, it's the solo, so it's just me. Mondays and Wednesdays, it's always Casino. So we will be back this Wednesday at 1 p.m. to talk about the upcoming week 16 as the playoffs, the seedings, everything's on the line. Again, everybody that's in it, they could be the 1 seed to the 7 seed pretty much in the NFC. In the AFC, it's going to come down between Broncos, Bills winning that division. Can the Broncos stay at number 1? Who wins the AFC North? A lot of questions. Go follow us on TikTok, all that kind of shit. So we will be back here on Wednesday. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. This has been the Only Sports Podcast. Adios.